I mean, we look at somebody, oh, they're addicted to drugs. They're an addict. Well, Bonnie, I know you know too, people are addicts to sugar, which is actually laced in a lot of the foods that we eat. I know you used to say, I've heard you say this many times, that you used to have a love affair with Hostess.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you buy stock in it or something? What?
Because I had a regular date with Hostess just about every day. And it was just not one item. It was like two. And I would walk out. And that's one of the things that I meant to keep doing when I took the class until I ran across that scripture. And I realized that I was feeding the fibroid with the sugar. And I realized what Satan was doing to me. And I could not allow him to control me in that way.
Right.
Because the world makes sugar legal. It makes it acceptable. But it's not.
And they paint a pretty picture, too.
What's going on the inside of you.
Right. Yeah, they paint a pretty picture, and I was reading an article. It was called "Sugar, the Sweetest Poison." Now, that alone could catch anybody's eye. What do they mean sugar's a poison? Well, because it is. It's really laced in so many things that it causes detriment to the children. And I was looking at a video clip, and one day I'm going to have Earl put that on our site, because when people see that alone, I think they'll be scurrying to any of the classes that are offered, because it's just so much information that we're doing to our children that we don't even know. And so we look for answers for things that we're doing to ourselves, but our children are innocent. This should not be happening to them. We shouldn't be losing them early. They shouldn't be dealing with cancer. Cancer was never in children, if you think back years ago. When you heard of someone having cancer, they were old, usually, or something of that sort, but never as young. But we're seeing people our age and younger, and they're getting younger every year. But I shared with you today, I know we got to talk a little bit this morning, and I was sharing with you something. I said if we looked at a chart, remember me talking to you about that? And I said just like we look at a calendar, we know there's 30 or 31 days in a month. I want people to look at what the life expectancy is of the average person, and it's said to be 76 years. Now, Bonnie, I'm 55, and so are you.
Yeah.
Okay, we reached the speed limit. How about there? So I don't want us to speed down the road, though. But if we looked at a chart from 1 to 76, and you count out how many years you've lived and how many you have left, wouldn't you think of life a little bit different than that and might make some better choices?
I would. Because another thing that happened to me when I was talking about my levels, I was talking about my glucose levels. Because of sugar, they were elevated. And that is considered, you're walking into a chronic disease state right there where the doctor is loading you up with a bunch of medication, which we know eventually can cause other problems and even shorten your life. I decided that I wanted to get off that roller coaster. I stopped the medication that was on. My levels went down, and that's when my doctor was amazed at. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe that just because I changed my diet, that I am where I am now.
No,
I'm not on any medication.
But Bonnie, doesn't that surprise you? You've been going to him or her for many, many years. Am I right? Years. Now, they're supposed to be what we call the answer to our problems when it comes to our health. Am I right?
That's right.
So why were you going that many times for whatever she or he was giving you to not even see a solution till you decided to make a change in something that you had control over?
Because, Audrey, the world educates you, and the way they educate you is to go to the doctor, get the medication, take the medication, and the medication will heal you. And then along with that, go to healing services and get prayed for, and you'll be healed. I totally believe in the power of prayer. I had a back injury. I was in a car accident, and my back was like totally messed up. And this was when I was working for CNN at the time, and the doctors had told me to quit my job or have surgery, and I refused to have surgery. And I went to a church, Creflo Dollar's church, and Marilyn Hickey was there, and she prayed, and my back was totally miraculously healed. And I thought I could eat the wrong way that I was eating and just be prayed for and just go to healing services, and God would miraculously heal me that way again. No, He didn't. He took me through the process of your 90 days of purpose for me to get healed. So I just want to tell anyone out there listening or whatever, sometimes we have to go through the process to be stronger and to teach others. And that happened to me. And you were talking about the 1 to 76 year, 76 years as far
life expectancy.
Life.
Mm-hmm.
I go according to the Bible. I'm looking out for that 120 years.
That's right.
Because I know that the way that I'm living now and what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body, what I'm drinking, even the air that I try to protect myself from and all of that is helping me get to that point of 120 years. I believe it's all about expectancy. I believe it's all about doing the right things. I believe it's all about education. And one thing I want to mention about the show that I want everybody to tune into In the Know with Bonnie Winfrey is with Audrey, I was trying to think of somebody that I wanted to do a health segment with. There was no one else to come to mind, no one else to even think about or anything like that, because what she's teaching is so unique, and there are results from it, positive results, testimonies. So for all of you out there, I just ask you to tune into the show and see what she has to say about this, because your life will be changed.
Well, Bonnie, I thank you for tooting my horn. We don't toot our own horns, but I want you to stay close by. I know that you have lots of stuff that you're doing today. We have a few more minutes, but I just want to take a quick break. For somebody may want to get a drink of water after all that we've said. They said, let me swallow some of this before I can take another bite. So we want to give them a chance to do that. And when we come back, we want to chat about a few more things. So stay close by. You're listening to Nutrition at Noon with Audrey Lee here on Intellectual Radio, where we feed your brain.
What you about to find out? Who resides inside of me? Let's go. I and you and me, created in my image totally. Betty never